The Ottawa Charge win 4-3 against the New York Sirens in overtime. Wild ride, wild game. Mixed feelings about this one. On the one hand, a win is a win. And, a team that can consistently win games will eventually make the playoffs. Again, we had a very slow start, so not being in a playoff spot isn't nearly as much of a concern when you know that your start was pretty weak, and now you can continue to play, and you can play hopefully pretty well throughout the rest of the season. If we win 2 out of every 3 games for the rest of the season, regulation or no, that will probably make the playoffs, right? If you're consistently winning, we have won 7 of our last 8. Yes, we've left more than 3 points on the board, but we have vastly improved from the start of the season. But this could have been a 3-point night. This should have been a 3-point night. We had a 3-0 lead. Again, a 3-0 lead against New York, and we blow it. And we are lucky that we got away with the win in this game. It was this close. We were a second away from losing in regulation. Again. How does New York keep doing this? Again, the third period against New York, just awful, just abysmal. New York completely steamrolls us. How are you not concerned as a Charge fan? Isn't it something like 10-0 now, the combined amount of goals of New York in the past 3 games versus Ottawa? Like, it is so consistent at this point. When they scored that first goal in the second, I got a little scared because at this point, I can't trust a 3-0 lead against New York. In fact, I'd even go a step further. I'd rather not have a 3-0 lead going into the third, or a 3-1 lead going into the third. I'd rather be like 1-0, 2-1. How do you not expect that from them? How is our third period against the Sirens so bad? It's got to be like the worst, head-to-head period, right? Like in the league, like historically, New York versus Ottawa. The third period, New York just steamrolls us. The first period, they should have steamrolled us. We get an early power play, don't do much of anything, and it gets cut short because we take a penalty of our own. Phillips is up to task. So each team has had a penalty kill. Okay. Then not long after that, Emily Clark to Gabby Hughes. She shoots. She scores. 1-0. Ottawa takes the lead. Really good. Very good. Nice to see Clark get a point. Nice to see Hughes get a goal. Players who you're hoping to see score. Fillier gets a chance. Really good chance. Gets taken down by Larocque. It's a penalty. Okay. Phillips is playing well. Having a really good game. Good penalty kill. And it's looking like we're maybe gonna be fine. Ketterover comes rushing in. Isn't able to let up. Hits the goalie. Goaltender interference. For 20 seconds, New York has a 5-on-3. 20 seconds. For 20 seconds is what it's supposed to be. And then we get hit with a delay of game. And now we have 3 players in the penalty box. An extended 5-on-3 for the Sirens. Their power play looks amazing. 5-on-4 against us. We got to have some big moments. 5-on-3, they should have scored twice. The way they played, absolutely shocked that nothing went in the net. But we get stop after stop after stop. There are 2 players who I credit this win to. The first is Gwyneth Phillips, who plays lights out, especially in this first period. And somehow, we get the kill. All 3 penalties are killed off. We have a 1-goal lead. boom, make that a 2-goal lead. Markowski springs hometown hero Rebecca Leslie, who, let's see, is beauty, love it. Rebecca Leslie, my hero. She scores. Now all of a sudden, it is 2-0, and New York gets another chance or two, but the period ends. We should have been down 2 going into the second. We should have been down 2. They completely outshot us. They completely outplayed us. They had one of the longest 5-on-3s that this league has seen. And Phillips kept everything out, and we scored twice. I sometimes see us get a squeaker by, and okay, we have that 1-goal lead. A 2-goal lead in this situation, nuts, ludicrous. Can't believe it. So how do we respond in the second? The second, I thought, was a much more even period. This first period was dominated by New York, and somehow we have a 2-goal lead. The second period, pretty balanced, in my opinion. We take a penalty, and 4 minutes in, this power play, it looks good, not nearly as good as the other one. The kill is clicking a lot more. Emily Clark gets a breakaway. She doesn't score, but she draws a penalty, getting us the kill early. And now, after our penalty is up, we have a power play. Rebecca Leslie with a shot. Ooh, saved. But who's right there to clean it up? The captain, Brianne Jenner. Boom. Puts it home. 3-0. And if you're counting at home, Rebecca Leslie now has a goal and an assist. So the first player I credit this win to, as I mentioned, Gwyneth Phillips, played an amazing great game. I love Waz. I do. Leslie should have been the first star of this game. She finished with 3 points. A lot of our big plays are because of her. Our best lines, our best shifts are because of her. She's such a good player. And she has such consistent point production. This was a 3-point night, and we needed every single one. This is a perfect example. Her shot, it gets saved, and it is a rebound that no one is missing. Not just no one in this league. No one in any level of sport at any point is going to miss that one. And it's that kind of play where it's like, you might not score, but if your shot is a shot, and B, a way to set up a good rebound, a high danger rebound. That's the kind of hockey IQ that you love to see. And this makes it 3-0. And again, throughout the rest of the period, we play pretty evenly. And then, off of a deflection, New York kind of gets a weird one. With about 7-ish minutes, a little over 7 minutes left. 3-1. And that lights a powder keg. Again, I thought, throughout the most part, I thought the second period was played pretty even. First period, New York dominated. And we were lucky to have the lead that we did. Second period was pretty even until New York gets just 1 goal. Just a little spark is all they need. After that, New York is, I think, rocking and rolling really throughout the rest of the game. The Jenner-Leslie-Waz line, I think, was the only line that still was like getting us really good chances. But they really, they force the issue. They force the issue. We are kind of playing on our heels. But we get to the intermission. Still up 2 goals. Still up 2 goals. This is where you need to go in an intermission and be like, okay, they got a goal. They got some life. We've seen that from them before. Don't let this spiral. Don't let this snowball. You got to intermission despite all the pressure, despite all the tension. You got to intermission up 2. Hold the fort for 20 minutes. Hold the fort for 20 minutes. We do not hold the fort for 20 minutes. In the third period, it is all New York. They're throwing everything at us. We get a power play about halfway through the period. This should be the opportunity to put them away, to end the game, and instead, we also take a penalty. And in the same way that New York had a power play that was cut short because they took a penalty, and then on our ensuing power play we scored, same thing happens here. We had a power play that was cut short because of a penalty. On the ensuing New York power play, they cut the lead in half. They are within 1. Still, this isn't the worst. Okay, teams score back-to-back goals all the time. You had a 3-0 lead, just close out the game. Less than 10 minutes. Just close it out. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, maybe 2-ish minutes later, we do it again. We blow a 3-goal lead to the New York Sirens. Another third period surge by the Sirens. It is 3-3. We have no answers again for the third period Sirens. The rest of the period, mostly New York. All the energy, all the momentum is with them, and we take a penalty. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game, and we take a penalty. A penalty where even if we kill off the period, that would still lead to a power play to start overtime for the Sirens, which 4-on-3 is a huge advantage. You only need 13 seconds for that to be super significant. For you to be set up and have that odd rush early in overtime to try to just put the game away. But it's looking like we aren't even going to get there, because New York is swarming. And then Phillips is sprawled, making save after save after save. And the puck goes to the side of the net. New York picks it up, brings it back, and that's the dagger. But we get saved by the bell. Saved by the horn. It's pretty obviously not a goal. They get the puck as it hits zero. By the time they actually get it to their forehand and shove it in the back of the net, the game is pretty conclusively done in terms of regulation. But here's the thing. There is nothing we could have done had there been an extra second or two. If one icing call got whistled a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? We got away with one there. Not in the sense of, the refs made a bad call and we got away with one, but in the sense of we were prepared. And I don't think the plan was but we know that there's no time. Sometimes you see a player score a goal after the horn has gone. And this was a second after the horn had gone. Sometimes you see it where the goalie maybe half gave up, or the players were already sort of celebrating. And they already know that goal's not going to count. We know, I heard the horn before they even took the shot. This game's done. But no, these players were really trying to keep that puck out the whole time, including that shot. We got beat. We got beat cleanly. We just got saved by the bell. And yes, I get it. That's how hockey works. You do not have 20 minutes and 1 second per period. You have 20 minutes of actual playing time. If you take 20 minutes and a second of actual playing time to score your goal in the third period, that goal isn't going to count. Try again. Go to overtime. But I think it's just more the sense of, can this team deliver against New York in the third period? Can this team just do that? That's an inward reflection question we need to have. The next time we face New York, we better be getting ready for the third period to shut them down, no matter the score. If New York is up, you still want to be able to shut them down. In the sense of, don't give them more chances. Don't let them turn a 3-0 game into a 4-0 game. Or a 3-1 game into a 4-1. Because if we do that, again, we had a power play. If we score to make it 4-1, I don't think the final score ends up even being 4-3. That, I think, would be deflating. That would take any wind out of their sails. It's the fact that they get momentum and we let them keep it. We let them build on it, snowball it. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Which again, it's funny because like with us, yeah, we like build this lead and then we let it gets teared down. You don't like we haven't seen a lot of Ottawa scores, New York scores, Ottawa scores, New York scores, New York scores, Ottawa scores. Oh, okay. It was a back and forth game. It goes to overtime 4-3 because both teams are evenly matched up the night. No, it's like Ottawa, New York. Ottawa's chances of winning. Oh, okay, they won in overtime. That's how it's been against New York. Other teams this season has been back and forth. We had a game where we were down 3-0 and we came back and won against Toronto earlier this season. But for some reason with New York, the third period, it is a complete enigma. We just don't know how to crack them. Which again, for some reason in the first and second period, no problem. Oh, you want us to score 3? Yeah, sure, you got it. Oh, you want us to just not get scored on 3 times in the third? Best I can do is blow the game. Well, I know you can beat them. I've seen through 20 minutes and 40 minutes that you totally can beat them. But you seen another 20. But this goal doesn't count. So you know what? We still get a point. And much more importantly, we can end it. We can still walk away with a win. We kill the penalty and then boom. It is again, Rebecca Leslie who gets it to Wozniewicz, who scores in overtime. Just a great seeing eye shot. Boom. 4-3. Ottawa wins in overtime. New York goes one way, we come back the other, and we win the game. Again, Leslie and Jenner looking great, looking terrific. How? And Leslie's goals, they're good. Like she goes far side on a nice, clean shot. The good rebound. Her assists aren't like weak assists, not even a lot of like secondary assists. Typically, like in my opinion, I see mostly primary assists. Maybe I need to go through the statistics to confirm, but she's one heck of a player. And Jenner is Jenner doing Jenner things. Would have been nice to get the 3 points, but going into the Olympic break, no matter what happens, there's 2 games left, no matter what happens, what a night and day difference in comparison to the start of the season, where we looked dead in the water, where it looked like our season was done. We go into the Olympic break right at the halfway mark for us, like the exact halfway mark. And we're in a decent enough spot. We are in a playoff race. We had 3 points through 6 games. 3 points through 6 games. We are in a playoff race. This game, I think, is maybe emblematic of how this season... Well, okay, maybe not because we had such a hot start. We finished. But I'll put it to you this way. Is this the exact result we want? No. Is it still a good result? Yes. Similarly, are we in the exact spot we want to be in the standings? No. No, we aren't. I know with how we played recently, we could probably be a top team in this league. If our first half, if we just get not even 500, I'm just saying like, if we just get like 7 out of 18 points, if we leave 11 out of 18 points on the board to start the season, we are a team fighting Boston. That's the we're in the upper echelon of the league, the upper crust. We are one of the scariest teams in the league, and that's how everyone talks about us. And instead, we're like a playoff bubble team. Maybe they'll make it, maybe they won't. You know, they'll probably finish anywhere between 4th and 6th. And they might be the team that finishes 4th. And I think that we are better than that. But this game proves that there's still work to be done. At the same time, you have 3 players who are hopefully going to be impact players. This is their first Charge game, and I thought they looked fine. I thought they looked good. I thought played pretty well, but I get the feeling that these players are going to have much more impact as the season goes on. I'm glad that we got them now, right before the Olympic break, for a few reasons. One, you are going to probably have a bit more conversation between, PWHL teammates during the Olympics, but also then everyone's kind of going to be a little bit, I don't want to say rusty, but it's going to be a little bit new when you come back from the Olympic break. Oh yeah, get used to your new teammates. You're not on Team Canada anymore. You're on the Ottawa Charge now. Okay, got to get used to that again. Now, yes, it's going to be different if you've been on the team before versus, this is going to be my fourth game with them. But still, we have time to build up that chemistry between players, especially McQuigg and Cava, I think are going to be high impact players. Again, mixed feelings, mixed emotions. But ultimately, I'm pretty glad with how things turned out. And as always, go Ottawa, go.